Much man. Okay, so yeah, so we're just talking about it that once the man has given his consent
Yes,
and the procedure, he's fully aware of the
exactly.
procedure,
Yes,
you cannot wake up one morning and say this person is not your child.
exactly.
Because we are talking about human lives here.
Yeah,
You cannot talk from both sides of
of
your
your
mouth.
mouth,
Yes, approbate and reprobate, like we
reprobate.
say in
Yeah.
court. Okay, so yes, let's go to surrogacy now. If a surrogate carries a baby and later refuses to release the child, who does the law protect?
Ah, issues of surrogacy are complicated and sometimes emotional, but it depends on the facts presented to court. Example, if it's a gestational surrogacy where the woman's egg and the husband's sperm are being used, there is a clear contract. That's why there's a clear contract, there's a surrogacy agreement where it's clear and it specifies the rights and obligations of the parties. That is the surrogacy agreement. So the court is more likely to favor the intending parents, that is the genetic parents. The court also will take into consideration the principle of the best interests of the child. Yes.
Okay, so because when we are talking about surrogacy, we are talking about either moving the egg from the woman or the sperm and putting it in a donor.
Yes.
Yes, or in a surrogate to carry on
Yes.
behalf of the couple.
Yes, that's a surrogate mother.
Yes, on behalf of the couple.
Yeah.
So because we don't have extensive or comprehensive laws, rather, we can couples can do that through having contracts and having agreements.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So as a surrogate, you can't wake up one day and say, I'm the one that carried the child. After you have consented, you have, agreed to this, you have agreed to the contract. You can't wake up one day and say you don't want to, now give this child
Yes.
to the people that donated their embryo
Exactly.
sperm to you to carry on their behalf.
Yes.
But of course, it's a gray area because this is human. The woman is a full-grown human being, and I can imagine that there are also some emotional issues there.
Yeah.
And as women, we can get emotionally attached. So
Child.
yes, but at the end of the day, legal issues also. So the court can decide, but like we have said now, if there's an agreement, then that can possibly favor the parents.
Yes.
Okay, so in the we've just talked about agreements and how they can be enforced. So as long as there's an agreement, the courts can enforce that agreement. But what things can the court look at in making a decision as to the as to who to favor between the surrogate and the parent?
Yeah, even though surrogacy agreements are not automatically void, they also are not automatically enforceable either. But when the surrogacy agreement is properly drafted, putting into consideration the basic elements of contracts, which is the offer, acceptance, intention, and all of that, it can be enforced. But in practice, the courts will also consider, just like I said earlier, the principle of the best interest of the child, whether the agreement is exploitative, whether it amounts to baby selling,
Yes.
whether it violates public policy, and whether consent was freely obtained. So those are the conditions the court will take into consideration before deciding who to favor. Yes.
Okay, so we in our society we have so many issues of baby selling. There are baby making factories that just have babies that they sell to women. So, is payment to a surrogate mother considered baby selling, or is it a valid contract agreement?
Payment to a surrogate mother, it depends. It all depends on what the payment is meant for and the contents of the
Agreement.
surrogacy agreement. Yes. You are not buying. If you're paying for transferring ownership of the child, that is baby selling or baby buying. And you know, children are not for sale. So, but when the payment is for medical expenses, compensation, pregnancy related expenses, for instance, some facilities, they even give wardrobe allowance. They give small money just to compensate the girl and to keep her going while she's pregnant. So these are okay. It can be termed as can be labeled baby buying. But when it's labeled baby and payment for the child, it becomes baby buying. So the words used in drafting the surrogacy agreement matters a lot. So that's why most times I advise clinics, they should get a lawyer that knows these aspects of law to thoroughly draft their surrogacy agreements. Thank you.
Okay. Whose name goes on the birth certificate? The woman, the surrogate, or the mother, you know, that has commissioned the surrogate to carry their baby?
Okay. You know, because there are no laws regulating these procedures, it becomes complicated ordinarily. Ordinarily, the birth mother is presumed the legal mother of the child.
Yes.
But where there is a court order transferring parentage to the intended parents, then or where there is a properly executed surrogacy agreement before the embryo transfer, the intended mother can be listed, her name can be listed on the birth certificate. But usually what these fertility clinics do is, upon the birth of the child, the child is handed over to the genetic parents, and they go from there. Then the surrogate mother stays back in the clinic for care and all of that. So in this case, the genetic mother's name is listed. But for some persons, for instance, want to take the child abroad like UK, Canada, we usually get a post surrogacy court order listing your name on the birth certificate. Yes, usually you go to court and secure that, but before the court grants that order, they would want to hear from the surrogate mother. So what we do is we do visual hearing. So we don't allow the surrogate mother to meet the genetic mother to avoid problems tomorrow. Yes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yes, so we are discussing surrogacy and adoption, assisted reproduction this morning, the legal issues and everything, you know, the law says about these things. So you can join the conversation by calling us on 0912-000-1975. The phone lines are open, do call us. Okay, so now let's go to adoption. What are the legal requirements before someone can adopt a child in Nigeria?
For you to adopt a child in Nigeria, you must be an adult above the age of 25. You must be a married couple. You must be married. Or for a married couple, you can adopt a child jointly. But where you are a single, you cannot be allowed to adopt the opposite sex. For instance, a male cannot be allowed to adopt a female child. Likewise, the female cannot adopt a male child. But not to every general rule, there are exceptions. For instance, a widow can be allowed to adopt a male child, but it must be done with the consent of the siblings of the man. So you must be capable of taking care of the child. You must not have any criminal record, especially regarding child abuse or neglect. A foreigner cannot adopt a child in Nigeria, and insane person also cannot adopt a child. Thank you.
Okay, so I think that when you go to the welfare, that's what they will investigate. Is this person a criminal? This person intending a criminal? Is he insane? Yes. So we don't put the children in the hands of the wrong people.
Yeah.
Okay, so after adoption is completed, can the biological parents come back years later to claim that child?
No. Once the court grants an adoption order, biological parents cannot thereafter lay claim on the child, because Upon the issuance of adoption order, the rights of the biological parent becomes permanently terminated. The adoptive parent becomes the legal parent of the child, and before the adoption order is granted, the biological parents, they can withdraw consent, but it depends on the stage of the adoption process. They may attempt to reclaim the child if their consents were gotten fraudulently, or they were deceived, or or they were deceived. But these facts they must prove to the court before they can lay claim, before they can reclaim that child.
Okay, so generally, once an adoption is completed legally,
yes,
the biological parents can come back to claim that child. But of course, like we say in law, there are always exceptions to every general rule. So yes, if they allege fraud or they were deceived into giving consent, then they can go to court and see how they can prove their case to the court. Okay, I think you've touched on that question already, but can single individuals legally adopt in Nigeria? I'm single, I'm not married, but I want to have a child. Does the law allow me to adopt a child?
Yes, in fact, what I've noticed in the course of my practice recently, I think I have more single women coming to adopt. I don't really know what the problem is. Single mothers, I think last month, even today, someone even called me a single mother that she wants to adopt a female child. So yes, being a single does not automatically disqualify anyone from adopting a child in Nigeria. Just that there are, just like I said, there are gender restrictions. A single male cannot adopt a female child. Likewise, a single female cannot adopt a male child except in special circumstances. Yes.
Okay. Yes, now talking about the child, does an adopted child have the same inheritance rights as a biological child? So you can see sometimes there are families where they've been struggling for a bit, so they adopt one child, and then later on they go ahead God now blesses them. They now have their own children. What does the law say about inheritance in situations like that?
Yes, upon finalization of a legal adoption, an adopted child becomes the legitimate child of the adoptive parents, and as such, he or she has the same inheritance rights as a biological child of their parents. An adopted child inherits equally with the biological children. They cannot be excluded simply because they were adopted. They even have rights to challenge a will if they were unfairly excluded. So that's why I even advise parents, because I have a case. This man has adopted how many boys? I think 3 boys, and I overheard his siblings saying that that these children this man is adopting, that they shouldn't worry. When the man dies, they'll be kicked out of the house. So when I heard that, I now advised my client that please, if he's acquiring any property, it should be done in the children's name. And since then, that's what we've been doing. He has been buying properties, and we've been using the children's name to acquire those properties. So yes, an adopted child has same rights as the biological child of the parents.
Okay, so in situations like this, like you said, you advised your client, you may also want to, parents like that would also want to show up the place of their children by possibly doing a will also.
Yes.
And stating exactly how they want to distribute their wealth. Yes. Okay. All right. These are not really new areas, but we've just stated here that we don't even have comprehensive laws looking at these things in Nigeria. Okay, while we do for adoption, but issues like IVF and surrogacy, we don't really have comprehensive laws. So do you think that our culture and religion are affecting adoption acceptance in Nigeria?
Yes, many cultures in Nigeria have placed strong value on bloodline, especially the men. They will tell you, oh, I want my children to come from my loins. It must be my blood. So we've had those cases, some families are also scared of being gossiped in their neighborhood. So these are some of the issues affecting children, especially where the woman is the one having the fertility problem. Some men, is a problem. So, but for religious influence, I believe some churches have embraced and they've encouraged members to adopt, because they now view it as an act of charity and love. After all, we are all adopted children of God. So those are the challenges.
Yes. Okay, so we are all adopted children of God. So.
Yeah, we are. And you know that some women have gone to their early graves with tears in their eyes because they were not able to adopt children because of the fear of being stigmatized or what people will say. My friend will say I'm not able to conceive and all of that. So some women have died early. They've gone to their early graves with tears in their eyes. So those are the challenges.
Okay, so let's look at which is more socially and legally risky in Nigeria, surrogacy or adoption.
I think both adoption and surrogacy are risky if not done properly. But surrogacy is generally more legally risky because there are no specific law regulating the procedure. Adoption is also risky if not done legally. Some persons lack patience. They want to go through the shortcuts. They want to patronize baby factories. So if not done properly, it's a problem. But for me, I prefer adoption because you just adopt the child and that settles it. Get your court order and that is it. But in case of surrogacy, in fact, we have an issue where a surrogate mother left the facility with twin. She was pregnant and she left. So they are both risky. Depends on your choice.
Okay, we'll take a very short break. We'll return very soon after this break. Please stay with us.
This is your golden moment. 97.5 Golden FM, the gold standard of radio.
Person no go dey water side make soap enter eye o. Wetin you dey find go obodoyibo don langside gidigba for inside Bayelsa State. As a better thing don show for Bayelsa State o. The first herbal scientific exhibition don show gidigba for Bayelsa Yenegua with the best herbal practitioners dem from different states and different country. Country people, health na im be wealth o. Abeg use this opportunity come and take care of your health. All the ogbonge herbal practitioners dem go show inside NTA compound Azikororo Yenegua, Bayelsa State. Use this opportunity come and take care of your health. It's just chicken money on top any kind of health problem where you get. For more information and direction, I beg ring this number 081 69 20 2525. It be like say you miss the number 081 69 20 2525. Not forget say health na be well too. The venue na NT compound Azikoro Road, Yenegua, Bayelsa State.
Want to grow your business fast? Golden 97.5 FM has got the perfect solution for you. You can locate our radio house at Mike Okpokpo Street, Bansha, Yenegua, Bayelsa States. Whether it's your business, music, event, or special promo, Golden FM has got you covered. So hurry now and let's put your brand in the spotlight.
Golden FM 97.5.
Thank you for staying with us. It's still the legal edge, and we have been discussing surrogacy and adoption. Yes, we can still take one more call, so you can still call in. Yes, but this morning we've been joined by Crystal that has been talking to us about surrogacy and adoption. If you have any questions, you can, or you have any you want to consult with our legal practitioner in the studio with us today, you can get her and call her through 0803 886 8955. 0803 886 8955. You can reach Barrister Crystal and speak to her more about these issues. Okay, so yes, while you're on it, you can also please follow us on The Legal Edge on Facebook. Look for us, The Legal Edge Show, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on TikTok. Please follow us. Okay, yes, so we've been discussing surrogacy and adoption. It's been very interesting. We've told you how you can go about it. It's very important to get consent. It's very important to draw up an agreement and a valid contract, and it's very important to follow the legal steps. So yes, that's The Legal Edge, and it's our last episode of our Love and Law series for the month of February. We've discussed a lot and tried to help you put your love life in line. Hope you've learned a thing or two. Thank you so much, Barrister Crystal, for joining us this morning. Hope you've had a good time with us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much. So yes, that's our show this morning on The Legal Edge. And yes, we've discussed the last episode on our Love and Law series for the month of February. Do join us next week as we start another series on The Legal Edge and discuss another topic to keep you educated on the law. Have a good weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.